Hello, this is Terry from Tennessee, and I've got some kids and I got great nieces and different young folks that wants to learn how to can. And since they can't make it here with me today, I'm going to try to video it so they can know how I do this. So first of all, I am canning some, hold on a second, pasta sauce. So this is Measures Wagers. It's really good. I've used it for several years now. So this is what I'm making today. My kitchen is very small, so here we go. Okay, I'm back. So I had a box of tomatoes. It's probably about 35 pounds I got from a fellow that lives here close by. So you wash them off, and then I cut off like if it's got a bad place and the core, I cut that out of it. And then I'm going to put it in this pot, just, cut them up here. And then I have a Ninja that I'm going to put it in so I can mix them up. Mine has different settings on it, so you just set your settings on how coarse you want your pasta sauce. Tomatoes in my Ninja. I'm gonna put the lid on it here. Now I am going to, I don't want it crushed. I'm just gonna blend it up. So here we go. Well, I think I'm going to have to do it a little bit longer here. Hold on. Let's see, I'm going to try it a little bit longer. Okay. So, I'm going to take this off. Just lay it there, that'd be fine. And get out. I think the next time here, I'm gonna make it a little bit linear. So here it is. So that's the consistency that I have for right now. Now I am gonna do it all over again. Put your blades in there, and I'm setting this over here, and I've got all of these that I'm going to be doing, so just give me a few minutes and I'll get back here. And I've got all the tomatoes cut up here, and I'm going to finish them up in the Ninja, and then I'm going to put them in my pan, my pot right here. But right here on the back of it, it says to put 1/4 cup of sugar. So I'm going to do that. Go ahead and do that now. And hold up. I know what it says. Okay, here I'm going to start out with 3 packs. So here we go. And if, I ain't never been one to follow directions really good. You can ask the ladies I work with. I work at a school here close by and in the cafeteria. And so I kind of sneak and put stuff a little bit more than what I should in our food. So here we go. I'm going to finish up all these tomatoes, and then I'm going to end up over here in my pot. Okay, I'm back now. I ended up putting 4 packets of the pasta sauce in it, even though it calls for a pack per 6 pounds of tomatoes. You just adjust it to how you want it. This pot that I'm using, it was one of my old canners, and it holds 7 quarts, so it'll give you an idea of how much this is going to do. So I've got to let it cook as the direction says on the packet, but make sure that you use a pot. I don't know if this is stainless steel. I don't know what this is, but do not cook this in one of these specialty canners. This is what you can do they call it a water bath. And a lot of times, years ago, they didn't have pressure cookers, so they used this instead of a pressure cooker because they didn't have anything else to do it in. But I like the pressure cooker. And this is my new pressure cooker. Well, not new. I've had it for a few years, but I found it at a garage sale, and it was at a good price. So this only holds 5 quarts, but it will hold more pints. So this is what I'm going to use when I get ready to pressure cooker it. Okay, I'm back here, and I got to read the directions on the back of the package, and it says do not use aluminum pan. So I guess this is stainless steel, what I'm using. Anyway, you let this come to a boil, and then you turn it down and you let it simmer for 25 minutes. And then that's when you'll put it in your jars. So that's going to be the next process. But I wanted to double check to make sure I told you about this pan, what you need to use. So here we go. Okay, I'm back here, and I'm going to start filling the jars with the pasta sauce. So you'll need a little funnel, and this is for canning. You put it on your jar, and I just take me a measuring cup, and I just start filling. Okay. And you want to fill it to the neck of the jar. You don't want to overfill it because it'll spew out once it starts cooking. So I've got that one full. Now, this is very important. I take a paper towel and I wet it, and I wipe the rim off because you don't want anything on it or it won't seal. So now I'm putting my flat on there, and then here's the ring, and I just hold it like that, and then, well, let me get a, okay, and you just tighten it up. So now, if you don't care to come over here and show them inside the pot here, Jimmy, he's my cameraman today. So, as you can see down in here, show them down in there, there's a little grate thing that comes with the pressure cooker. You always have something on the bottom because you don't want the jar and the pan to be touching. It's got to be lifted up. So, like I said earlier, there's only 5 quarts that'll fit in here. And I'm going to do one more to show you. It really smells good, and it looks good too. So I've got more pasta sauce that I've got to cook because I'm limited on space in my pots. So I'm doing this again and wiping it off. And you just repeat this until you get them all full. Now, I have already washed these, and these are kind of warm. Some people would keep them in boiling water, but I've always done it this way. Well, actually, I've done them both ways, but this works for me, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's how I see it. So I'm going to put this in there. Okay. And now I'll be back in a minute when I get it full and show you how to close it up and how to start cooking it. Okay, here we go. It has started jiggling now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the heat, it's on high right now, but I'm going to turn the heat down on my stove. I'm going to turn it down to between 8 and 9. And so now it has started jiggling, so what you do now is you start your timer. Now the jiggling, instead of it being constant, a jiggling, it's going to jiggle and stop. And jiggle and stop. That's what you want. So I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Okay, and this is what you do for right now. And I've got more that needs to go in. And once again, don't use a aluminum pan when you're cooking this. Use stainless steel. So I'll be back here once again. Okay, here I am back. It has stopped jiggling. So this is how I take my jiggler off to make sure there's not any pressure still left. Is I put a fork in under it and just lift it up just a tad. See that right there? So you don't hear the pressure. So that tells you that it's okay to take the jiggler off. Okay, now I'm going to take the lid off here. And when you take it off, hold the lid where it's not facing you because steam's going to come out. So just kind of lift it up just a little bit at a time. See that steam? You don't want that coming in your face to burn you. Okay. Now, here we go. Now be careful here and always have pot holders on because sometimes these jars, they'll crack on you. Just be very careful when you're taking it out. Like I said, this canner just holds 5 quarts. So, there they are. Now, I am going to reload it, but it needs, okay, come here, Jimmy. It'll need a little bit more water in it. See, it's about gone. So, I'm going to put more water into it after I load it back up. So, and one other thing is, I'm going to have to, I didn't have enough for a full quart, so this is what I'm going to do. And if you don't have enough for a full cooker, you can put a jar of water because you just want to fill up that space. So I'm filling it up again here. I'll adjust these jars here in just a second. See, I think that is 4. Okay, this is what I'm going to have to do. Load up here. Since I've just got, I didn't have enough for a full quart, I filled up a pint. And I'm putting it in here. So, after I got these jars in here, I'm not going to need a whole lot of water. So let me pour some more in it. And when you pour it back in here, make sure it's warm water, not cold, because it can crack the jars. Oh gosh, I about cracked that. My goodness. Okay, so now here we go again. We're going to start this one back up. And since that water is already hot, it's not going to take us long to start jiggling. So, I think I got this off kind of backwards. We'll see. You will you'll be able to tell. Yeah, okay, there we go. Here we go. So I'm going to turn it back on high again because we're starting another process. Put the jiggler on and we're going to wait. Here with part of the finished products. It's not really hard to can. It's just time consuming. Whoever watches this, if you're putting out a garden, always remember that you've got to be there for the garden. Whenever it produces, you've got to be able to get whatever vegetables that is ready. You got to get them right then. So this has turned out good so far. One other thing I was wanting to tell you all was whenever these jars, you know, they've got to seal, you can kind of speed that up a little bit to do it, or you can let them seal on their own. But what you can do is, like, let's see, that one's sealed. You'll hear a little pop. Let's see if I can. Ooh, that was warm. Hear that? That one's not sealed. Okay, let's see about this little bitty one here. You hear that? Okay, that just sealed. And this is how you can check it. Some people may not want to do this, but I do it all the time. But anyways, it will eventually seal if it's going to seal. So don't get alarmed if it don't right off the bat. But for the most part, these have sealed. And also, when it gets cooled down, I wipe the jars off to get some of this film, you know, off of it. And then I write on the little flat here what it is. So this is pretty much how you can. And I hope for the ones that don't know how to can, if you're watching this, I hope you try it one day, because this is certainly a dying art. And I always remember this, what my little plate says. I asked Jesus, how much do you love me? And Jesus said, this much. And he stretched out his arm and died. So you all have a blessed rest of the day, and I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.